Today in At Issue for Teens, lesbian and gay high school students make life better for themselves.
By making things better for myself, by starting a Gay Straight Alliance Club, by going up to the Capitol and lobbying for LGBT rights, I was actually making it better for other people too.
That's At Issue today. Welcome to At Issue for Teens. I'm Kevin O'Keefe. If you're a Canadian teenager who happens to be gay, chances are you feel unsafe at school. You'll hear, "That's so gay," every day. And according to a recent report, the harassment will get so bad you're 13 times more likely to think about suicide. But there is hope. Today we're looking at programs and people who are making life better for gay teenagers. Patrick Hickey has been following this story for us. Patrick, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
There's a survey been done recently about the problems gay teens face in school. What have they discovered?
Well, EGAL Canada, which is the National Organization for the Advancement of Justice and Equality for Gay and Lesbian People, found they decided to do a national climate survey, they called it, which was an online questionnaire sent out to students and teens, and they sent back their results on harassment and bullying. And some of the statistics they found were quite shocking. 6 out of every 10 LGBT student has been verbally harassed, 25% have been physically harassed. But what's most shocking about these statistics is that a full 75% of LGBT teens feel that school is an unsafe environment.
Now, in response to a number of the suicides of young gay high school students, there's been a program called It Gets Better, which I know about. I did an It Gets Better video. Can you fill us in on exactly what It Gets Better is?
Dan Savage, as everybody knows, is a syndicated American columnist who writes about sex, relationships, love, all those sorts of things. And he always felt that if he just had 5 minutes to speak to any one of those young kids who was contemplating suicide, he thinks that he could show them all the wonder and joy that shows up later in life, as in it gets better. So he and his boyfriend made a YouTube message, started a YouTube channel, and hundreds of people have now logged on to give their own messages of hope, and it's spreading across the country, across North America, across the world, and it's really starting to make a difference in people's awareness of this issue, so to speak.
So that's It Gets Better. Now there's Make It Better. What exactly is Make It Better?
Make It Better takes It Gets Better one step further. And what it comes from is that the people at Make It Better love It Gets Better. They love the idea that it shows hope and optimism, but they want kids to know, those 14 and 15-year-olds who are suffering now. They're looking at the next 4 years, and as we all know, 4 years of high school is a lifetime in itself, right? And so it's kind of a survival aspect in a way. So they let them know that there's resources out there, be it gay straight alliances, safe school policies, even seeking out a teacher for help, that can make all the difference between your life being so horrible to being better now.
So you don't have to wait for it to get better. You have the tools to make it better now.
Precisely.
Well, let's take a look at a Make It Better video. Check it out.
Hey there, my name's Isaiah. I'm 17 and I'm a senior in high school right now.
And I'm G. I'm 16 and I'm a junior in high school.
And we're here because we're LGBT youth. We just wanted to talk to you and kind of share our stories and let you know that whatever you're feeling right now, however you're feeling right now, you're definitely not alone, and you definitely aren't the only person who's ever felt like that before. Not too long ago, I was probably just a couple years ago, I was 14 or 15, and I was still just coming to terms with the fact that that I was gay, and it was just so difficult going day to day, knowing that so many of the people around me had no idea what it was like for me to struggle with issues like hearing "that's so gay" in the hallway, or hearing people call each other faggot. A lot of times I did just want to wait and stick it out, and I just kept telling myself, like, it's okay, I'll just have such a better life when I get to college or when I get out of school altogether, because that's when I'll be able to actually be myself and live. And so I tried that for a couple of years. I went day to day, and it didn't get any better. And I realized, hey, I'm gonna be here for a while. Why should these next couple of years be any less than perfect for me? Because I deserved a good life. I deserve to be happy. I tried and succeeded at making it better for myself. I didn't just wait and hope that it would get better. I found a whole world of people and of places and of experiences that I never thought I would have. Just because I stopped for a moment and I thought to myself, hey, it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to be alone in my high school. I can go out and see what the world has to offer me. And so before I knew it, I was starting my own Gay Straight Alliance at my school. I was meeting tons of people from all over my state and learning that I really wasn't alone. I really didn't have to just wait for things to get better, because I could make things better for myself now. And by making things better for myself, by starting a Gay Straight Alliance Club, by going up to the Capitol and lobbying for LGBT rights, I was actually making it better for other people too.
And Skyping us from California is Make It Better's Isaiah Basiri. Welcome to the show, Isaiah.
Thank you for having me.
I want to backtrack a bit and talk about your experiences in high school before, I guess, you made things better. You were bullied quite a bit. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, it was actually my first year in high school. It was I was just getting started out, wanted to make some new friends and stuff, and I thought I was doing a pretty good job of it until a friend of mine told me that on MySpace, some girls had been talking about me behind my back. They had been talking about Lance Bass and using all these other names in reference to me, saying that, oh, did you see what Lance Bass did today in school, and things like that. And I didn't really understand what was going on.
And Lance Bass is a well-known gay performer.
Exactly. So they were using that as kind of like a code name for me, and to say really mean things behind my back.
How can cyberbullying, you were basically cyberbullied, how can that be tough for, I mean, any bullying is tough for a kid, but how can that be particularly difficult?
Cyberbullying is extremely different from normal bullying in the sense that it really is a lot more vicious, in a sense that it's anonymous. People are allowed to get away with things that they probably wouldn't otherwise be allowed to get away with. And to be honest, it's kind of, for LGBT youth, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender youth, it's particularly harmful, considering that at the time I wasn't out, and many other youth aren't out at the time that they're being made fun of. So it's kind of like we're pushed into another stage of our life that we're not quite ready to be in because of these incredibly mean bullies.
So how did you respond to that at the time?
At first, I really didn't know what to do, so I just kind of stood quiet about it. Luckily, I was close to my English teacher at the time, and she took note of the fact that I was particularly quiet. So she asked me one day what had been going on, and I just told her the story about how I had been harassed and been talked about. And she took it up with the administration, and luckily my school staff was willing to deal with it on their own, because in fact schools are required to deal with cyberbullying. Even though it doesn't technically take place on school campus, it originates there, and so it is still their responsibility. So my school was really good about handling it. They talked to the girls and talked to me and got it resolved, and so I was extremely thankful.
I guess that's another challenge you just mentioned, is that cyberbullying doesn't just, bullying can take place at school, you go home, you're free from it, but cyberbullying follows you everywhere. Every time you go online, you can be attacked.
Absolutely, and with the it's never going to stop. It's this rapid growth of technology that allows us to really kind of never escape it. I mean, if there's people who are out to get you, it's kind of very easy now, which is a very sad thing.
You talked about not being ready to come out at the time, and you were sort of pushed out. When did you finally decide to come out, and why?
I decided to come out about a year and a half later. It was the summer after my freshman year, so I decided to come out because it was a long time for me of hiding who I really was, and I was just getting really, really tired of it. I had figured out that I was gay after 6th grade, so about 5 years before I came out, and I just kind of kept it a secret. But after freshman year and after going through the bullying, I kind of started realizing that I didn't want my life to be in continuous secret. I wanted to be able to be honest about who I was. So again, I was kind of down one day because I was just kind of caught up in this idea that I felt like I'd never have a boyfriend. And so my mom took note and asked me why I was so down. So she asked, was it girl problems? And I said, no, it actually can't be girl problems. And she kind of took it from there and was like, okay, I understand now. And so we talked about it, and after that I told my dad later that day, And from there, I just was a lot more open, and I felt like I had this huge burden lifted off my shoulders. I was really lucky, though, because my parents were extremely understanding, and my family was also as well, because I know for many of my peers, it's not as easy. And that's why it's really important to have things like Gay Straight Alliance clubs so that we can make it better.
Sounds like the Gay Straight Alliance was very well received at your school. Was it? Everybody joined, or how did it go over?
Luckily, in California, at least, and in the United States overall, schools are required to allow both Christian clubs and Gay Straight Alliance clubs to exist, in the sense that if a school allows any club, they have to allow all clubs. So the administration is kind of forced to be supportive. They're relatively supportive anyways. Really, the only trouble we have is with other students. Most of the time, they're younger students who aren't quite ready to accept that there are multiple types of people in the world, a whole diversity within their own campus. And we mainly just face minor harassment from other students. But luckily, like I said, the administration's always willing to deal with the problem.
What did you think of the It Gets Better campaign?
I thought that the It Gets Better campaign was a great starting point. I think that the idea that Dan Savage had was great in really utilizing the internet to spread the word that that there's no reason to commit suicide or hurt yourself or get down for being who you are. The thing that could be better about the It Gets Better project, though, is that students don't really have to sit around and wait for their lives to get better, because they can really make it better on their own. And that's why we've launched the Make It Better project. The Gay Straight Alliance Network, that is, has launched the Make It Better project in partnership with many other organizations. And we want other students like myself and other GSA leaders to be able to tell students who may be feeling down that, hey, you don't have to just sit around and wait. You can get up. You can go find people who want to help you, because there are many people who want to see you be happy. You don't have to just wait until graduation for you to really start living your life.
You sort of just answered my next question, but if someone is watching right now who's in high school, who may be lesbian or gay, who maybe is not feeling too good about things right now and sees it as quite challenging and scary, what advice would you give to them?
I would tell them to do whatever they can to get up and find help. I mean, there's tons of resources out there. There are organizations like GLSEN, which is the Gay, Lesbian, Straight Education Network. There's the Gay Straight Alliance Network, GSA Network. There's all sorts of places out there and people out there who want you to succeed and want you to be happy. So even if you just need someone to talk, or if you want to start a Gay Straight Alliance, whatever you need, you can get the help. And what's really important is that you do get it sooner than later, because there really is no point in waiting for it to get better, because you can make it better on your own.
And how has coming out made your life better?
Coming out has made my life tremendously better, in the sense that I can really be who I am. If I wasn't out, I wouldn't be able to do half the things that I do today, and I wouldn't be able to have a Gay Straight Alliance club, and I wouldn't be able to help others. By coming out, I was able to set an example for other people who might otherwise be afraid. And even though not everyone is able to come out, maybe when they're younger, because their parents won't be accepting or for other reasons, it's still really important to just know that it's important to know that you can make it better once you are just yourself and really are utilizing all of the resources that you have.
If someone is watching right now and wants to know more about the Make It Better campaign or Gay Straight Alliances, where can they go to find information?
To find out more about the Make It Better project, you can go to makeitbetterproject.org. And to find out more about Gay Straight Alliances, go to gsanetwork.org. And in both places, you can find tons of resources to really start making your life better right now.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Isaiah. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, when we return, the impact homophobia can have on a young person and how you can help after this.